Hello.
How do? Welcome
Been a while.
to Lucky Hit Podcast.
We haven't done one of these since September
Now
last
it's
year.
like the new year and stuff.
Oh, good.
It's been way too long.
So welcome to the show. We have kind of gone under the radar a bit in December, which is a bit of a shame. Lots of personal stuff going on, as well as yet another one of my computers gone down while trying to get stuff done, so that's a bit of a shame. We had an entire Lucky Hit plays of the fantastic Rockstar game Bully, which still has to come out once I can get access to the files. We kind of disappeared in December, sorry about that.
Kind of.
Happy
had a couple
New
little
Year!
bits.
I know it's now the new year. It's now the second.
As we recorded him.
In my Tomodatchis are still saying it is the new year.
Yeah, it's still
Oh,
technically
that's right.
a new year. It's still fresh.
So yes, lots happening in the new year. We will talk about that at some more appropriate time. But let's just say we're back and we're going to crack on with it. Welcome to Lucky Podcast. I am Murry Curry.
I'm the Gagaman.
I'm Terrier.
And 5cm Prince.
Yeah. Welcome to what are you going to do? Okay, so bear
We're
with
a
us.
little rusty.
We haven't done this for a little while, so we're a little bit out of the loop. So let's open up with what have we been playing recently, because I know we're going to be talking about games of the year in general. So who wants to go first with that? What you've been playing, let's just say this week.
Okay, I'll go first, seeing as it's only 2 games, if that's okay.
Yep.
I've been playing Tomodatchi on and off forever.
I've been playing that for some time.
Tomodatchi is basically like The Sims, except Nintendo are doing it. So it's exactly the same premise. You have people, you're trying to get them to get married and have kids, and they've got all kinds of problems, and you have to try and resolve it. That's pretty much Tomodatchi. They all live on an island, and it's actually quite an annoying game to play because you can't stay up all night and play it.
Okay.
It won't let you. Your Tomodatchis go to sleep at 10, turn the game off, play it again tomorrow.
Nintendo have a thing about that, don't they? They don't like you binging their games. They literally come up and say, rest your eyes, go outside!
You're my mum, Nintendo! So it's a bit
Screw
annoying.
you, Nintendo, you're not my real dad.
So it's a bit annoying. I tend to stop playing at about 10 o'clock every night.
Yeah, don't they all go to bed?
They all go to bed, and you only get to view their dreams once. So after they've all gone to bed, that's it. That's pointless. Turn off the game, try again tomorrow. The other game that I've been playing was actually one of my Christmas presents to Tom, was Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh yeah.
I had an opportunity to play it back in May because we went to that event that they had. Something like
Was that
the
back in May?
May or June, yeah.
Christ.
The Assassin's Creed Syndicate tour, and I've got to admit, I wasn't.
London, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't particularly sold on it when I played it because
Yeah.
it was a bit of a choppy game. I didn't understand why you would have this claw hook that it would say, it would come up at the top of the screen saying press LB, and you would shoot off backwards or something else like that. It was actually quite an awkward game to play.
It was very ropey, wasn't it?
Very ropey and very sort of dicey, I think you said, with the graphics you noticed. Like the city looked amazing, but the people themselves didn't look quite...
Yeah, like they had beards that looked like they weren't properly sort of attached to the face.
Yeah.
These weird patchy little things, like if I tried to grow a beard...
A ton of it.
So it's realistic if it was modelled around you.
Like if you made up like yak hair or something.
Yeah.
Stuck on with
Like a load of paintbrushes.
Glued on. A bit of sticky back plastic, yeah.
What,
Blue Peter bit.
Yeah, get a load of Pritt stick on your face, yeah, smear it good. Now get the cat.
Just stick the cat to your face.
Try it yourself.
Well, I've got to say, when I put it in after getting it Tom it for Christmas, rather impressed. The storyline is wonderful. As always with whenever I play Assassin's Creed games, I'm not too eager to get into the story. There's lots of other things to do, lots of other small missions you can do here and there. And it's really is quite nice to play. I quite like the lead characters. They're quite fun. You've got your stealth and you've got your straight up fighter.
Is that
between.
Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob's a bellend.
Oh, he's a massive
He's
bellend.
like, hey, I'm fucking old, I am. Hey.
Yeah.
He's such a knob.
Well, he's his character leaves much to be desired, but in a fight he's solid, and Evie is meant to be your sneak around. That said, you can pretty much maximise their skills. They're using the level up system, so You could put your points
Yeah, that was a
wherever
nice
you want.
touch because there wasn't a level up system before.
No,
Like,
it's not.
they never had experience of level ups in Assassin's Creed.
Oh, really?
No, I think they added that in
Soon,
Unity from what
Ah,
I've seen.
oh,
Yeah,
I
I think they had that from the last game, which I now need to grab.
Yeah.
I really want to try that. I know everyone says, "Ooh, boo," but it looks alright to me.
So those are the two games I've been playing. I'm rather happy with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. We'll continue playing it, I think.
Well, one thing I've noticed while watching you playing it is the thing about it looking ropey. Obviously, final release, it's polished. In fact,
Oh,
the people
yeah.
look incredible.
I know.
Some of the
Yeah.
cutscenes, you can see the blood vessels in the eyes. Everything looks where it should be. The hair actually looks like it's hair.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The only thing I still don't really like about it is the new combat system. It's really... it's brawling, basically. They said that at the start when they was like, oh, this game's all about brawling, getting in there. In other words, tapping the attack button and occasionally countering. But other than that, tapper, 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 tapper. Oh.
The attack, the combat system tends to work with you that you counter, attack, and then you either need to break guard or counter again. That is it. Every battle can be fought pretty much like that, and it's if you do the fight clubs in the you can do like fight clubs and get some income. It is pretty much just you've got 4 people coming at you, but it's always that you get.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I remember I was round here watching you play the Fight Club stuff. And that.
Yeah, it's never actually too strenuous.
It's like the game works pretty well except for the battles, because even the animation of the battle looks really cartoony. You punch someone.
Yeah,
and
I think it was.
I
I think it was slightly younger that said that. Wasn't
Yeah.
it? When we were watching you play it, it was like it just looked really cartoony and compared to everything else. That
well,
looks really,
flails around and it's all
it just looks
fast.
a bit, just looks a bit out of place, especially when they do all the weird stabby stuff.
Yeah.
Like when your character starts going stab, 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 to the neck, kick to the balls, stab, 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 all over the place. It just looks really over the top and silly.
It looked a lot more artistic
Compared to everything else, when it's supposed to be about like sneaking around, and, like sneaking little stabs in.
It was so much better in games like Brotherhood, where you would stab somebody to finish them off. You'd swish around, you could stab like 3 more people, and it'll make battles just a matter of clearing it really quickly. With Syndicate,
I think
you get into altercation, you're stuck there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Great, nice one. Your target's making its way off down a back alley. Oh, that's nice.
I think they reached their peak with the battle system on 4 and then Rogue. That battle system's fantastic. So, but apart from that, Syndicate is really nice to look at, really fun to play, just the battle system's a little bit... But it is a game where 90% of the time you're trying to avoid getting into battle, so that kind of helps.
The only other criticism actually I've had of it is that, playing the game as a British person, you two tend to take the piss and start going, oh, pork pie is called crikey blunt, think after.
Yeah, we do the lucky hit plays. I think we'll just annoy everyone.
Isn't it like American actors trying to do English accents or something?
The sort of the feel is definitely on
It just
that.
annoys me. How easy is it to get British, for authentic British voice acting? It's so easy to do, but no, they can't just. I mean, they got offices everywhere, and they can't go, oh, Ubisoft London or whatever.
Yeah.
Can we have some voice actors? No.
Wait, Ubisoft Romford, come on. Where's all the people that are sort of near London?
Ubisoft Basel.
We can't get anyone. We run out of people from London. We need the people that are sort of near it. Yeah. Go on, Ubisoft Kent. Get on with it.
It just that really annoys me where you can't just get proper English.
I think there were
voice
more
actors.
British voice actors in Nina Cooney than there are in this.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It annoys me because they can do it in Black Flag. One of the things I gave Black Flag a big plus for in my review was how they had some of authentic acting. Not a lot of it. And in Assassin's Creed Rogue, that main character trying to do that Irish accent. Fuck me.
I shave a cornerback.
Oh, the air is still, and my Guinness is cold. And I found a 4-leaf clover, so I did woohoo. It was not convincing.
Potato.
Seems like a good place to segue what you've been playing because it's kind of linked a little bit to that.
Okay, yeah, well, over Christmas I got sort of knocked for 6. I did not expect to receive an Xbox One from my fiance. Wow. I spent the first 20 minutes just staring at it thinking, how? I think that's all I was saying for the first 10 minutes, just like, how? Because we are not in fantastic financial situations, so that really knocked me for 6. But not only did I get an Xbox One, but I got possibly the best starting package of games you could get.
I think you basically got all the games that you've been like going on about for the last 6 months.
Basically, yeah. I got, obviously there was the Assassin's Creed as mentioned. I really wanted the Tomb Raider, but I had my sights set on the
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That's right, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I had my heart set on the 360 edition. Whoa, were those fireworks?
It's not going to be gunshots around here, is it?
Something just.
Well, it was sirens, so.
Someone just kicked off outside. So, sorry, yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I was really looking forward to that. I thought I was going to get the 360 edition. So, getting the Xbox One edition is like a huge plus now. I've only played a little bit of that, but I will just say now, it's basically, I've done maybe the first couple of, not really missions, yes, but it's kind of like an open world game now, the two, since they did the reboot.
More so than the other ones.
Yeah, like they're kind of open world.
Because it was like semi-linear, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It looks like it's the same.
It looked like it was open world, but they sort of like pushed you in the direction.
That's right. It's just like that. But
go to that campfire.
Yeah. So yeah, it's more of the same, which is great because I absolutely loved that Tomb Raider. It was just called Tomb Raider, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The reboot. Absolutely loved that game. I played that like religiously when I got that, so that's great. But again, I need to have a lot more exposure to that before I can say much more. And the reason I haven't been playing that too much is because the other games I got, like I say, it was just like the ultimate startup kit. I got the Rare Replay. And if anyone knows, that's an incredible collection. It's like 30 plus.
They should have just called it Rare Steel or something. I don't know. It's just like, just take all our games.
Value for money is
within reason.
We'll take most of them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pick this up for £20 now.
I think I've seen
it's
it.
It's like
even,
£13.50.
I've seen it even. Yeah, I've seen it. I think at one point in a game on their website it was like a tenner. But it's got like 40 games on it.
Yeah.
30 games or
It's
something.
got.
Like that.
It's between 30 and 40 of Rare's. Just the biggest games, minus obviously the licensed stuff like your GoldenEye and your Donkey Kong with Nintendo.
Yeah, all the Nintendo bits.
I mean, the value for money is just crazy because there's at least, I think there's like 7 or 8 360 games, and they are just the 360 games.
Yeah, the backwards compatible, like, backups of them. You download them all individually, didn't you? Like the 360 ones, like the Xbox
So you
Live
got
version.
the remake of Perfect Dark, that Perfect Dark Zero, which was, kind of standard, but Perfect Dark was fantastic. And you got your Banjo-Kazooies, I think there's 3 or 4 of them.
It's 3, yeah.
3, yeah. 3 of those. The 2 Viva Pinatas, which I never played, so that would be my chance to do so. And, not to mention how many other games that are on the disc to begin with, one of which is a game I've always wanted to give a go, which is Conker's Bad Fur Day. And it's not the remake that's all been cut, apparently. Didn't you say it was the actual...
Yeah, it's the
what's the
N64
original?
version on there. They
Had a go at that,
funny enough, they didn't put the Xbox one on there.
I had a go at that like last time I was here.
Yeah.
It's the N64 version, but they're kind of like suited up a bit, haven't they?
It's clearly running at like a
yeah.
higher frame rate and just looks nice.
Yeah, I noticed some high-res stuff going on when you were playing.
A little bit, yeah.
But these are all games I still haven't properly played. I just had a quick go on Perfect Dark. We had a go on some of the retro games, didn't we? Because the big one, the one that I haven't shut up about for the past God knows how many months, was Fallout 4. Game. Anyone who knows me, I love Fallout 4. I spent
Or just Fallout in general. You've been playing.
Sorry, I meant Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of free and New Vegas in
Stupid
the last
amounts.
year. So.
Honestly, in the last couple of months alone, I've reached a good couple of 100 hours of gameplay. Started again, did another one that went on for about 50 hours, started again.
That was on New Vegas, right?
New Vegas mainly, because it was a game I put in stupid amount of hours into free, and then I grabbed New Vegas, and it was a game that I've been told I would really, really, really love. Flat the Younger said, like, you would love this game when you do it. But I just came off of stupid amount of hours on Fallout 3, so I wasn't prepared at the time to go in to do it all again with another Fallout. So I left it, and then as last year went on, I realised that 4's coming out and I need to hurry up and do Vegas, or I'm never gonna get round to it. So I put in some stupid amount of hours on that, and now I'm doing so again on 4. But 4 is very, very different. Very different to all the others. So that kind of helps.
You're not just playing the same thing again.
Some of the nicest touches I'd like to... I mean, I'm going to get into the settlement stuff in a bit, but there's a few things that kind of irritate me because they've simplified it, like they do with Elder Scrolls, and the Bethesda have done so with Fallout 3 was like a big... Compared to the games before, it was quite a lot simpler.
Yeah.
They've done that thing with Skyrim where they've stripped a lot of these quite major elements down and simplified them ridiculously. So, for instance, you don't repair your weapons anymore.
Okay.
They've kind of made up for that with a ridiculous mod system where you can just make your guns into whatever you want. You can do, within reason, there's a big list and you can do all sorts of stuff to them, but they kind of made up for that. But there's a couple of things that, I don't know, they just kind of get on my wick a bit, really. The repair system was a big one for me, where you had to constantly repair your guns, like they broke quite quickly, and the only way to repair them apart from spending a stupid amount of money was to find other versions of the same gun. I really liked that system. It kind of worked with the whole scrabbling around the wasteland looking for stuff, trying to survive. So there is that. They look like they've taken a lot of the ammo types back and stuff like that, but again, they have simplified it. But I don't know, there's some amazing things that they've done. The gunplay now actually feels really good. The whole thing about Fallout 4 is they've even said it's an RPG. We're not going to try and make a game that's got like pitch perfect gunplay, because that's not the point of the game.
No.
But I think they've kind of rethought that now, because the gunplay really does feel like a good first person shooter. Not just your generic first person shooter. I mean, yeah, the weapon aiming is pinpoint. You can shoot. You can do combat from a very large distances that couldn't really be done in your last gen. Because of the world wouldn't load properly to do so. And the combat's very fast paced, and you can do a lot of things. Like now, you can throw grenades without having to go into a menu and equip a grenade and throw it, and then go back and put your gun up. You can do so on the fly. Yeah, so nice little touches like that, and things like the ghouls. They're kind of like the feral ghouls are like your standard zombie enemies. Well, now it really feels like a zombie apocalypse when you go into an area with those guys. Like they come crawling through the walls. There'll be loads of dead bodies that suddenly get up, and they scrabble at you like enemies from Rage. So I'm really impressed with it, and I've just been doing a lot of the. I haven't really moved the storyline on at all. I've just got out of the vault, and all I've been doing is settlements.
You're doing that thing that you do with a lot of games, like Morrowind, where you just sort of scout every little inch of it before you move on.
Yeah, the way I can describe the way I play games, which is why when we do Lucky Hit Plays, I try and not do that. But the way I play my games generally is everything other than the storyline first. Every time, especially open world games. Every nook and And this game certainly encourages that, because you build up your settlements. Now that system is fantastic. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but that has made up for where they've oversimplified a few things. They've made up for it with this settlement, basically, because the system is a real mix between. It's quite easy to do things like get your electricity going and put your buildings together. Can be quite quick and easy, but at the same time, it can be a little complicated. I don't know if that makes much sense. Like it's a mix of the both. You can put a building together. Putting a good building together is really tricky. It's snapped to grid, but it always manages to snap where you don't want it to. So you just want to make a simple four-wall structure. You're trying to make a four-wall structure, just like a big square. Yeah. And the game will insist that halfway through the wall, it's like, no, you want to make a conservatory, don't you? No, I don't. You really do, mate. And it just keeps going and clicking where you don't want it. And I was screaming at it the other day. And I tried to make last night. I spent 2 hours trying to make a simple fence around one of the smaller settlements, like quite a small settlement. Oh my god, putting that fence together was unbelievably annoying. It's just bits that you put next to each other, but no. I got there in the end, but it still looks a bit ramshack.
I liked when we were around just after it was just after Christmas, wasn't it? And you just got your Xbox One, and you were just sort of on your first few hours of that.
Yeah.
I guess. And you had that settlement where it looked like it was all set up, and you were like looking around going, oh, it's got all this water and all this electric all set up already, and all this stuff is like all really almost too conveniently good.
Oh, that was the younger was playing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. just found that bit of rubble, and while you were, it was one of my favourite things about the whole settlement thing is when you're going around crafting stuff out of things and you just make them disappear.
Like whole houses.
You just walk to things, you just go boop, 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 just make everything vanish. Yeah, it's just like that gone, that gone, that gone. Everything just vanishes. And if there's something on top of like a table, you make the table disappear. Like the pot will like drop down with physics. Like, where's it gone? And you found like, or Younger found like all this rubble, didn't it?
Yeah, in a doorway or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then like there was a cellar, wasn't there? Just found the cellar.
Yeah.
We went down there and it was full of mines and really nasty like robots, wasn't it? That can kill you in like one go.
Yeah, because he insisted on playing it on very hard mode because they made a thing now where very hard mode increases the chance of getting legendary enemies. It's very interesting actually because when they've got rid of the level cap, you'll get better weapons on your level and if the enemy's legendary or not. A legendary enemy has a chance to, well, they always drop a legendary item, whether it's a piece of armour or a weapon. And by legendary, it just basically means it's a normal weapon or armour, but it has a cool thing about it, and it'll have it will tell you 15% damage to super mutants or something like that. Because they had to do that because in Fallout 3 the difficulty actually gave you more experience. When you had difficulty on very hard, you'll get loads of experience. So they had to sort of make their way around that. And I quite like it actually.
Yeah, that alarm.
It's an alarm.
It's been like an alarm. I don't know how long that's been going.
It's been going on for a while.
I hope that hasn't been picking up the
hurry
whole
up and steal
time.
that car.
This whole podcast has just got that as its soundtrack.
That's just some random guy's car alarm.
Yeah.
It's just like Nintendo going, stop talking about the Xbox One. Wii U. Talk about the Wii U support.
So, I'll just wrap up. It's really interesting that they've released the level cap because Fallout's always been very strict on level caps, a bit like Borderlands where the level cap's always too low and you think, oh, fuck off,
And then they add they raise it slightly later.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's what they did on both of those. The DLC would raise the level cap. So they sort of got rid of it. And again, it's from Skyrim, isn't it, with the whole Legendary update where you can just reset your skills to keep getting experience. So yeah, there's lots of perks in the game. It looks like the perks are going to take you well into the hundreds of levels, which is quite interesting. And I like the whole randomised loot system as well, because when you got a game like Fallout where you know where all the best loot is and you just go and get it, then having loads of levels after that would make it a bit pointless. But the idea of a really rare weapon will just come along by chance. Which means you could get something quick or you could not get something for a long time. That just spices things up a little bit. So I'll have more to say on Fallout 4 as I play more, but at the moment I've literally just been building up the settlements and getting into a bit of trouble with ghouls in built up cities where I'm just taking everything that isn't nailed down. In fact, I'm taking the nails.
And then you can take the things that are not nailed down.
And just speaking about Wii U, did you want to talk about Shovel Knight at all?
That's not what I've been playing recently, but I certainly got that semi-recently, and that's fantastic. The physical release of Shovel Knight was a very nice birthday present of mine. And
as far as I can tell, the only Wii U game that actually has a manual.
Yeah.
And a nice full colour, proper
manual with decent artwork.
Style one.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And it came with a soundtrack as well, didn't it?
Came with the soundtrack. The DLC is on the disc, which is really nice.
I think it's like a free update, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when you beat the game, I think
That's right, yeah. That's right, there was an update. Yeah, basically I've played through the normal game once, and I started the New Game Plus, which is actually really hard. And I've started on the DLC. The DLC character is so hard to use. He's like an expert level character to use.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a double jump or anything like that. He bomb jumps, and the bomb jumps are really hard to time, and you can fly off. And so yeah, that's really nice. It's just a fun game. The best thing about Shovel Knight, the level design's pretty damn good, but the best thing has to be the boss fights. All the boss fights are fun. And not walks in the park either, even without all your upgrades. They are immensely enjoyable, the boss fights, and that is definitely the game's best asset. That last boss was really good, and yeah, so I really enjoyed Shovel Knight.
That's definitely on my list to catch up with. I think I might try and pick up either the Wii U or the 3DS retail versions
as well.
Yeah.
See, I've got to think about buying as much as I can physical.
Especially if they do more stuff like that. It'd be really cool with
I hope the Wii U does more of that. Like I
Yeah.
hear you mentioned there's going to be Terraria. It's going to have a physical release.
I believe so.
I hope so.
I think it is.
I grabbed Tesla Grad. That's another game I got to get on with. I love Tesla Grad. I just hope the Wii U does more of those. I think
there's
that
been
would be
a lot
really-
of that on the consoles in general. I know the Xbox One and the PS4 have got quite a few indies that just popped up on retail. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be more of a thing.
Obviously, boxes on shelves look so much cooler than a hard drive with no physical proof.
This is like a thumbnail on your
Other than an emailed receipt.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry to bang on about Fallout 4. That's what I've been playing. Lots of Fallout 4.
I'm sure there'll be more.
One thing, sorry. My first 9 hours worth of data got corrupted.
Oh no!
And I had to start again.
Oh.
And it was just after I finished building the nice house that took ages, and I was really
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at this house. Every one of them, I had like four files.
You literally went.
Oh.
Yeah, I had about 4 different save files, and every one of them just said data corrupt. There was nothing I could do.
Oh no!
Since then, I've just been very careful with making sure I quit game and not just like... Because it was over Christmas, I was trying to play while there was like, stuff going on. I had my son running around, so I would leave the game and then it would
Finish your
auto
Christmas
stand.
dinner. Hang on.
No, I'm not. I'm building Sanctuary. So yeah, basically, I would leave it, and a couple of times it went on auto standby. So I'm wondering if that's what happened, because it's a game where there's a lot going on. Even though I've turned off all the auto saves, there are still some auto saves that just happen anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's just what happened, because I've been playing for about 21 hours since. And every time I've gone quit game, made sure I come out and it's been okay. So just people be careful, because I lost 9 hours and I was not happy about it. I very begrudgingly said new game. I was like, fuck you. So just be careful. I usually am a lot more careful than that, but yeah, never mind. Look, I've relearned my lesson. So that's what I've been playing. And corrupting.
What about you?
What about me? Poking me. What about you? I've mainly been playing stuff on Steam, seeing as there was a winter sale. Excluding that point where Steam bloody had that weird glitch on Christmas Day, which was weird. Well, obviously I hadn't touched the computer all day, but as soon as I went on the computer, it was like, Steam's kind of been sort of hacked or glitched or something.
Yeah.
Apparently, well, we saw it for ourselves. Like, you'd log in and it would show someone else's random account, and it would keep changing, and you could see how much money they had in their account, and it would all be in a different language and stuff. I mean, they pulled the service all down after about an hour of it being like that, and then they fixed it.
Jesus.
But they haven't really said a lot about it, and it's really weird.
Well, they did
dodgy.
put out a statement saying that they
Very
got hit
small
by a DDoS, and that's what caused it.
Well, that's weird, because I don't know if you remember, but it was just before Christmas. That group, what are they called? The hacker group.
Lizard? Or...
Lions?
Twats.
Pricks. The prick group, they were threatening that they were going to hit. They said either Xbox or both, I think, Xbox and PlayStation. And it's weird because, I got the Xbox Christmas Day, I was going through the store, nothing went wrong, but they went with Steam instead. I wonder if that was like done on purpose. Or
Apparently, it wasn't like a hack. I think it was it was one of those things where they get a load of mass people to log in all at the same time. So
DDoS is like the first step in hacker training. It's not very. It's not very sort of. It's not very intricate. It's not very.
Yeah. So other than that, there was the winter sale, which I think is just about finishing now.
See, I'm really pissed off about that.
It's on Monday, I think.
So my computer went down just in time so I could miss that.
It wasn't like the best sale they've had in a while, because they haven't had any dailies or any of that kind of stuff this time. So pretty much from the moment it started, all the prices were that.
Right.
They didn't have that thing where you have to wait to see if it goes down even more or any of that, which is kind of good because you don't have to wait and see if certain games are going to come down.
Well, that's a shame.
And,
was there any really notable deals that I missed out on?
I grabbed a few things. I managed to get Race the Sun, so I'm playing that now.
That's another one that's on Wii now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Wii U, I've had quite a bit of fun with that one. It's one of those weird games where every time you die in it, it's quite funny. Do you know what I mean?
I think so, yeah.
You don't get annoyed. You just sort of go.
Oh yeah, I haven't found myself
noise.
getting frustrated with it. It's
No, because it's such a like chill game anyway.
Yeah, not only
But,
visually and
audibly.
audibly. Yeah, it's very relaxing.
Yeah.
Secondly, you know what to expect. It's a dick hard game. Like when you get into like zone 6 or whatever, it
I
starts
haven't
to
got that close
it
yet.
gets really nasty.
I've only got a couple hours in.
It's one of those. I hate people that get annoyed on those kind of games. Like, why get annoyed? You know, failure's around every corner.
I think
Like,
they
why
should put that on the
get-
box art. It's a dick hard game.
It's a dick
If
hard
it gets
game.
a
Get used to
retail,
it, you
if it gets a Wii, if it gets like a Wii U retail release, they should put that on the box.
That'd be great. It's a dick hard game. Get over it, you can.
So yeah, I've been playing a bit of that. The other game I really wanted to check out, it was already really cheap, like full price, but they just took a little bit off it. In the sale it was like £1.33, but I think it's only £2 anyway. There's this game called Downwell. Basically,
Oh, you showed me that.
yeah. Basically, it was being described as like a bottomless pit spelunky. So like, okay, I really want to find another spelunky like game I'm gonna get addicted to.
Yeah.
And so far, like I've tried a couple, like Binding of Isaac, which I didn't really get on with. I haven't really given it a
grabbed
proper
that
go.
when it was on a Humble Bundle, but I've never played it.
Yeah, I kind of tried to get into it, but I need to go back and try it again, really.
Feels
But
quite good.
yeah, I'm trying out a few different roguelike type games, or whatever you want to call them. You know, like the procedurally generated games.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got.
roguelike just seems to
I
be-
ended up buying the Rogue Legacy as well, but I haven't played that yet. But yeah, Downwell. It's like a sort of like simple looking pixel game, but the animation's really smooth in it. And basically you're just falling down a well the whole time, and there's like little platforms and snakes and spiders and toads and all that kind of stuff. It's very much like Spelunky enemies. It's even got like bats that are just like Spelunky, the most annoying things a lot of the time in the game.
Yeah.
But the main sort of gimmick of it is you've only really got like two moves. You've got a jump, and then you've got rocket boots, and you can. Well, they're like gun boots. They're basically Bayonetta boots.
Oh, they're actually shooting at your feet.
Yeah. And you start with like a basic gun, and you get like so many bullets, and then it has to like reload by landing. And you can either just hop on enemies, certain ones, or you have to shoot them with the guns, and then you can also use the guns to sort of like keep yourself suspended in the air. And then you
Bit
can
like
find
Cave
other
Story.
types of guns, so you can get like shotgun shoes and
Shotgun shoes.
laser shoes that can sort of like aim left and right slightly and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just one of those games where the split second you play it, it just feels perfect. You know, there ain't that many games that I feel that way with. Like, you know, you always find something a bit about some games, you know, like especially some indie games. You think, this could have done with a little bit of refinement, but this just felt absolutely perfect from the get-go. And the other thing I really love about it is just like all the sound effects and the sort of the sound presentation of it, because it's got like sort of like sampled noises. They kind of sound like the kind of thing you would hear in like a Mega Drive game when they like sample something, and it sounds a little bit muffled and a bit low frequency, but it sounds really cool at the same time. So like kind of things, aren't they? And just like a lot of roguelikes, every time you beat one area, you get to choose from perks. And one of my favourite ones is every time you kill an enemy, you can eat them. And when you've eaten so many, you like gain more health, because again, you only got like 4 health. And it's one of them games where you die permanently and lose everything when you die. And yeah, when you get this this perk, like every time like enemies land somewhere when you've killed them, you can like walk into them and it sort of go. It's quite fun. Yeah, it's got shops just like Spelunky and all. As far as I can tell, you can't make the shopkeepers go mad at you. You can sort of make them look grumpy at you, but that's about it as far as I can tell.
They chase you down for the rest of the game.
So far, I've only got to World 2 so far, because like the first world is pretty much just caves, just like sort of like Spelunky really.
Yeah.
And then the second world is sort of like a horror world where it's like all flying skulls and that kind of thing. And there's like all spiked floors and stuff. And the game's only like 2 colours. It's like black, white and red, like the default palette. But as you're playing it, like you get like points stack up to unlock stuff, including like different character types that change what kind of perks get pulled out and all that kind of stuff. And you can also unlock palettes. And there's a Virtual Boy palette
Nice.
and a Game Boy palette and like all kinds of like weird little palettes. I still kind of like it best on the default one because it's easier to distinguish what enemies you have to shoot and which ones you can just jump or shoot. Because some of them like they're coloured differently depending on whether you can just hop on them, and some of them you have to shoot and all that kind of thing.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I've already put about 2 or 3 hours into that one. So I only bought it like pretty much as the Steam sale started, and I've already seen it as like I'm going to be putting quite a lot of time into this one just to try and get further. Yeah, it's nice and cheap as well. And then the other thing is because it's like a tall screen game, it has a tape mode. You know, like vertical, you know, like shmups. So you could like put a like monitor sideways and play the thing full screen like that. It'd be really cool. So I need to hurry up and get a second monitor and twist that round. Try to take
Just for Downwell.
No, shmups as well.
Yeah,
Ikaruga and stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly just been playing bits and bobs of like games I picked up on Steam, like Racer's Son, Downwell. I've finally picked up that Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Oh yeah,
you know that Game
the
Freak,
Sega
and Game Freak
Game
platformer. Yeah, I haven't put a lot of time into that one. That's pretty good as well. It's got quite good moveset and stuff.
Okay.
You picked that up as well, didn't
I
you?
did, yeah, but it runs like poop on my laptop.
Yeah, I've only put a little bit of time into that. Other than like the games I want to mention for like games of the year, yeah, that's mainly it really. So,
Okay.
what about you, Stace?
I've been flip flopping between like different games, but main 2 I've been playing was Rayman Adventures, which is like the latest in the Rayman mobile series.
Okay.
It's basically Rayman Legends, but with like swipe controls, and like the main thing in that is you got like it's sort of like the Wisps in like Sonic Colors, where you've got like little creatures going around with you, like doing things for you and that. And
they're kind of like perks, aren't they?
Yeah.
They give you different like statuses.
Like there's like 3 different types of them. You've got ones that take in more lumps as you go along, and then there's another one that like protects you from enemies for like temporarily. And then another that helps you find secrets. There's like about 123 like creatures, and they're
Different
like
ones.
different families in that.
And you have to wait for them to hatch.
Yeah, it's a free. It's like they've been. I think there've been about 2 mobile games before, but those were ones you paid for. Like they both ended the run as far as I know.
Yeah, Jungle Run
And Fiesta Run.
Yeah, that was it.
Runner games.
Yeah.
But Adventures is like the first free to play one. And,
Okay.
but that still has like in-app purchases. So,
Stuff,
you'd either wait 8 hours like, for an egg to hatch, or like pay to get more gems to do like
to do
stuff.
things quicker. But you've just been waiting because I know every time you've been playing it, it's like, well, I'll just leave that to hatch, and then you're like, oh, 3 more hours till it hatches, and then you come back eventually and it's like, oh, it's hatched. Oh, it's another duplicate.
Yeah, even though there's like 123 like creatures to collect, you'd get
Incredibles, aren't they called?
Yeah, they are. They're called Incredibles.
Yeah, because they're just like balls with like faces.
And some of them have got horns, and some of them have like ears and stuff,
Yeah.
and they all squeak. And I thought I was going to hate it just because it was a mobile game, but it turned out to be quite simple. Like some of the, sometimes the swipe controls can be a bit like janky.
Yeah.
Like because you can play as either Rayman or Barbara at the moment, but later on they're going to put Glowbox and Teensies in it, like in an update or something. But they run on their own, and the swiping and tapping is like to help them change direction and jump and that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think one of the main things that's probably a bit of an issue with the touch controls is like there's a couple moves that have very similar types of movements, isn't there?
Yeah,
like,
sometimes when I want to change direction, I jump instead.
Ah.
Yeah, that can sometimes be annoying. And where my phone it can just about handle it, sometimes it might lag a bit, and that makes it all frustrating as well.
Yeah.
But like, I think I quite like this one a lot more than like Fiesta and Jungle Run, because Fiesta and Jungle Run are just like they're just like all you have to do is again they're endless runners, but all you do is just tap.
Yeah.
You don't like change directions or anything.
Yeah, I think it was just like
They were-
kind of on rails, wasn't it? You just
Yeah,
jump
they're
at
just
certain
like
times.
bare bones, like click numbs and like go
They're
from
still good.
A to,
I quite enjoyed them, but
Like-
they were really simple.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like there's a lot more to adventures than like meets the eye, you know.
Yeah.
And as you get
Well,
the
that is
creatures, you have to like sort of grow a tree, and I think you've got a leaderboard for that as well.
Oh, okay.
I think I've got it's over like 1,000 meters or something. And what you do with the tree creatures when you look at it, you can go into like a beatbox mode. You press each like incredible, and they make like different noises, and like you sort of make a song out of them. Yeah.
I think only one thing I can say about the game that from listening to Stacey playing it constantly on her phone will be the repetitive sound effects. They need to put a few extra different sounds in there for the lums, I think, because the amount of times you've played a level and I've heard over and over and over again. It's like, and it's really loud, like every time. Like if you're like everything's quiet except for that sound. It's like
You know why?
Ubisoft, get some more voice acting. Get some more voice.
You know
samples
why?
in.
That's because I have to feed
Come
like
on, Ubisoft Middlesex.
I have to feed like 3 Incredibles with like chicken every time I start a level.
I think that's what it is.
They go tired when you're finished, and they use up all their powers, and that they just shrink into balls.
Swollen.
Shrink into balls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Rayman Adventures. The other game I've been playing, which I got like sort of after Christmas, is Earthbound Beginnings, which is it's the remake of.
Is that the 3DS one?
No, it's the Wii U sort of port of Earthbound Zero, or Mother 1 as it's like known in Japan.
Yeah, but I think we saw a trailer, didn't we?
The NES one, yeah.
E3.
I think they revealed it at the Game Awards show or something randomly.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it was just before it was starting. It was like, oh, here's Nintendo with, and they were like, oh, here we go, have Mother 1. I was like, what? Oh, okay.
Like, a properly
cool.
translated Mother 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not the first time I played like the first Mother in the series. I played it before as Earthbound Zero, which was like a prototype that they dug up like a long time ago.
Okay.
It was like it was about to be released in English like years ago, but they never sort of got round to it.
Okay.
I think what it was they were going to release it like in the 90s, but it was already like a couple of years into the SNES's life.
Yeah, it
and
was
they
too.
thought,
Yeah, it
it's
was
a bit
too late for it.
Bit late for a NES game.
Yeah, and that like it was fully translated into English, but this Wii U version of it, they've as far as I can tell, they fixed some like grammar issues, like other mistranslations, and it's been censored in some places as well.
Oh, right.
The original Mother and Earthbound Zero had like crows with cigarettes in their hands, and gangsters with like all gunshot wounds. All of those have been removed from the Wii U version.
Oh, they don't have. They still have the birds, but they don't have cigarettes in their guts anymore.
I think the Japanese are sort of doing that now. They're taking things out, especially like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even apparently the
Especially sex
Japanese
stuff.
version of this Wii U game has the same
That has it,
changes.
yeah.
It's a bit
I was going
weird.
to say, because did you hear about that one on the Wii U? What is it? The Project Zero.
They replaced some of the weird costumes
Yeah, they
that
had
were
like
in the Japanese
yeah.
version. But they replaced them with better costumes. They replaced them with like a Zelda costume and
okay.
a Samus costume.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they actually replaced them with
I just heard that
better
they were
anyway.
removing weird stuff.
Yeah, it's just weird costumes.
'Cause they just
don't
know
really
that
belong on those characters.
Western
of
audiences
that
like to
age.
kick up a shitstorm, so they're like, just take them away.
But yeah, back to Earthbound Beginnings. Like, so far I've got like 4 out of 8 melodies, and I'm on my way to getting the 5th one. But so far it's taken me like 10 hours, even with a walkthrough.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's because I keep having to go back to this place called Magicant all the time. It's like this. At some point, you like use telepathy and try and like pink conches, and it takes you to like an alternate universe. And, like you can go in and have something to eat for free and that. Whereas in the real world you have to pay for stuff. And I ended up picking up an item that lets me just like go there whenever I want. Like 'cause each time I get like one of my characters dies and that, I feel like going there so I can do that for nothing. But then I have to keep coming out of a tunnel like each time I go there.
And get that train, didn't you?
Yeah,
music.
I got to the train.
That's one thing I love about that game. Just all the music is brilliant.
It's
really
got
catchy.
Yeah, it's got brilliant music in it. Like
It's a series
more like
I've never
SNES music.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
some time back we featured like one of the vocal versions of
Yeah.
one of the songs from there.
That's right. I remember.
Yeah, because there was like a whole like soundtrack performed by like, actual singers and that.
Yeah.
That way back in the 80s.
Yeah, but I really love the NES tunes. Like the
Yeah.
particular arrangements of them are really funky.
Yeah. Especially the hippie theme, which is like basically like Chuck Berry inspired. I haven't been able to get the train song out of my head.
Yeah, me neither. It's really good. I like some of the enemy designs as well. Like you get like these just like eyeballs, and it's just like the Watcher. But then there'll be like eyeballs with like big bushy eyebrows. It's like Dad's eyes, and then there's like Mama eyes. There's like a whole
Mum's eyes.
family of eyeballs.
Yeah, and then there's another one of those called Groucho, where
Got a moustache.
like Undertale ripped that off because with that enemy you could choose either to attack it and only get like 3 experience, or leave it alone and one character gets like about 70 experience.
It says like Groucho said hello and walked away. No one knows why, but you got loads of EXP or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that was like the whole basis of like Undertale. They saw that little thing and went, right, let's just make a whole game based around that.
I haven't played Undertale yet because, and I'm not entirely sure if I will now because the internet is just.
You're right.
Murray, you're trying to be quiet.
That sounded really violent. Yeah, the internet won't shut the fuck up about Undertale.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually put me off. And like,
It's a shame because it did actually look like a.
It looks like
I just don't want to see it anymore.
it looked like it plays like Mother and that with like some bullet hell type thing. But
It's that.
Yeah, like the combat involves like avoiding like little patterns and stuff.
Yeah, I'm being put off for the time being. I'm just gonna play Mother instead.
Yeah. Played the game that they kind of sort of ripped off.
Yeah.
And now we're just gonna get people in the comments going, "Oh, you should play Undertale now. Because, oh, you should just play it. Just play it."
No, you just don't get it. It's wonderful.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm just kind of sick of the sight of the characters.
That's exactly why I'm not
especially
gonna
the 2 fucking skeletons in it.
Well, that's basically it. The only reason people won't shut up about it is because they want to fuck the skeletons. That's all it is. It's just Tumblr. It's just Tumblr wanting to fuck skeletons.
They want to fuck animatronics, so I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. They've just moved on from animatronics.
Don't get me started on that.
They've just moved on from that, basically.
Yeah,
But yeah.
hope to try and actually finish Mother Earthbound Beginnings or whatever you call it. Like
New name.
as I keep playing.
Cool.
Yeah, but I do really like it. I did manage to like play like actual Earthbound or Mother 2, like right from start to finish, and that is proper scary, the whole Geiger thing.
Yeah, the whole game's just got some really freaky bits in it.
Earthbound
I'm really hoping
yeah.
now that Nintendo put out that, they finally put out an official release of the first game in English, maybe we can have Mother 3.
Yes,
I don't know what they'll
please.
call it, but they'll probably just call it like Earthbound, the other one.
Yeah.
Earthbound finished. Earthbound Beginnings, then Earthbound, and then Earthbound shut up, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, because I tried playing that as well, but I had to, where it's been
Revenge.
like translated, where it's like a translated like patch that's like a lot of people took a lot of time to do, like if you play it on an emulator, you have to do something like really weird to like get past like saving it, because you can't just save it directly with like the saving tools on emulator, because it screws up.
Yeah, Mother 3 was on the GBA.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the one.
Japan only.
I think I've played an emulator that was sort of badly translated of that back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, it's a series I never really delved into too much, but I remember having a friend of mine gave me a whole bunch of like GBA ROMs, and I was going through them all, and that was one of them, and I just, it was so badly translated I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, the only up until recently, the only one that had ever been released in English was the SNES one, but obviously
that obviously never came out in Europe.
Yeah, it only came out in like America.
Right.
So
Not until now, anyway.
yeah, so hopefully Nintendo will just finish it off.
They probably will, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, so that's my two games, Rayman Adventures and Earthbound Beginnings. I have been a few other mentionables, like honourable mentions, is Citizens of Earth, Timbo the Badass Elephant, and the very first Fallout.
Hey. Nice. I've delved in the first one. I like it, but it's a little bit
But
complex.
as I say though, my laptop's a bit like too poopy to play like Timbo especially. Yeah.
What have you thought of Fallout 1 so far?
I've just found like I'm stabbing rats a lot so far.
Stabbing rats.
I sort of got my head around it, did that first bit where you get out of the vault. There's the sort of random encounters that you get into on the map are too random, because I got out the vault and the first thing I got into was a fight with like 3 rad scorpions. I lasted 2 seconds.
Oh really?
It's just like, I might stab one.
Oh man. Earthbound Beginnings like has a really erratic encounter rate. Like
God,
sometimes you finish one battle and the next step you take you've got another one.
Yeah, the random encounters. Sometimes you'll walk around for ages and nothing happens, and sometimes you'll get an encounter, take one step and then another encounter.
I'm not a big fan of random encounters. I like the games where you can see the battles and they
Yeah,
come
like
off.
Earthbound did. Yeah.
The
In Final
SNES one
Fantasy
did, yeah.
9, to reset it, you can just walk, stop, walk, stop.
Really?
Walk, stop.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because you reset it every time you stop.
Oh.
So you've got less chance of getting into a random encounter if you walk, stop, walk,
okay.
stop.
One of my favourite systems I
You
saw
just have
for
to
that
stagger
was...
around.
Yeah, it doesn't always work. I mean, you're going to get into some battles, but
Yeah.
it
But
a lot better.
decreases the chances.
Yeah.
I love Wild Arms 3 for that. You had some points, I can't remember what they were called, but you save these points up. And when a random encounter is going to happen, you get like an exclamation mark come up, and you can press circle to make that, like that's basically warning you a battle's coming. You can press circle to just not have the battle. The
exclamation mark.
Yeah, just sort of goes, nah, and gets batted off. And it takes like 3 of these points or whatever, and you can get those points back relatively.
Is that random encounter? No thanks.
Yeah. I think they've
cool
done
idea.
it. It looks to me like that system was done for the purposes of speed running, because there's other things that you can do. You can get
Or
items
just
that
get
make you
very
get
quickly,
triple
yeah.
experience from bosses and stuff like that. So I think they've done it in a way where you can be really crafty with it and just speed run. It looks like that kind of system.
That's interesting.
I have seen like people have been trying to make like sort of ROM packs of like Mother 1 that slow down the encounter rate, but I never got around to playing those.
I take it with these versions that Nintendo are doing that they're trying to be as like they're trying to be as accurate to the original games as possible.
Yeah,
yeah,
as I
just
say, there's
Oh, they are just. Oh,
Yeah, virtual console. Yeah,
I thought they were remakes.
No, virtual console.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they're not like remakes or anything. It's
no,
straight
it has had some fixes, like I said earlier, like it had some grammar, like
Oh
it
yeah.
had some like grammar correction and obviously censorship.
Yeah, basically it's just a tweaked ROM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
Look, we've given you a copy now, stop leaking it. Do the same with Mother 3 now, and people won't have to fan translate it again.
Yeah.
They've already fan translated it, but yeah. Like properly now. So yeah.
So that's all our games then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Indeed, you do.
That went on for a while.
Yeah, we're still getting back into it because podcast kind of inadvertently got dropped to the wayside a bit there.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we fix that.
Yeah.
Because we do enjoy the old podcast, don't we? Eh?
Yeah.
Shut up, Xbox.
It's alright. It's down. It's installing some like of your games that are on the 360, aren't they?
Yeah, queued up. Odd selection. It's mainly just the old Sonic games.
And some of the Sega vintage stuff. And Spelunky.
I'm really chuffed about the Sega vintage stuff because I actually plan on getting some more of those. We wanted to talk about how 2015 went.
Yeah, just in general.
It's a very odd year for us, wasn't it? Because it was the year our channel kind of had a nice sort of boost.
It just sort of
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
It's like, oh, by the way, people are actually kind of watching now. After last year, it was kind of like, oh, we kind of had some people watching, like some votes and stuff, and then sometime late 2014,
it was like
going into the next year,
October to November sort of time.
Yeah, it was around the time that the planes, trains, and automobiles thing was going on. So
That's
when
right,
Rob's War Thunder review went up, and that got loads of like popularity.
That really got it kickstarted, didn't it?
I think it did. Yeah,
really,
that was sort of like the beginning of like.
Yeah,
Of actually getting some viewership, you know, like.
It was the early months. I remember it like anything. It was the early months of 2015, with between January all the way up to something like June. It was just non-stop. We were getting like 100 subscribers a month, which I know isn't crazy by some people's standards, but we certainly
it's like,
appreciate
oh my
it.
god, people were actually looking.
It's well and truly appreciated by us, I can tell you that. We just couldn't believe it. And by the end of the year, we hit the 1,000 mark, which was wow. We thought that was happening, because we spent about 2.5 years on the 200 just sat there, didn't
I think
it?
we had about 300 at the start of 2015, and now we've got like
It just went
1,200, something like that.
and it's still rising, so thank you
Yeah.
very much. The more subscribers we get, the better we can make the show look, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, like, that was one of the big sort of milestones of the year, wasn't it? The fact that we actually got enough ad revenue to buy something for the channel.
We bought our first bit of kit, which is sitting right here now.
Green screen.
2 lights and a green screen rig, and the lights are fantastic, and the green screen really works, and we're just incredibly grateful, to be honest.
Yeah.
And basically all the money we're getting now, every single cent of that, or a penny, has gone straight back into getting equipment. So at the moment we're stockpiling enough to get things like just little bits we need, like extra lighting gear, tripods, microphones, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if things go well, a better camera. The one we got is an Old Faithful. Love that old camera, but it's certainly showing its age. And
it'd be good if we could actually get this podcast hosted somewhere as well.
That's another big
that's the
part of
other thing we want to work
part
on
of the plan.
soon.
So yeah, I mean, it really took off. Continued to do so. We had a bit of a dip.
Somewhere halfway through the year, yeah.
But it still wasn't that much of a dip, was it? Because we're still steadily getting views.
Miles better than previously.
Exactly. So
the year before.
it may be a dip, but it's certainly not anything we're unhappy with in any way. To be honest, we're grateful for everything we get.
Yeah.
So yeah, this year is because we've had a bit of a downer when it came to December. Just trying to pick ourselves back up and crack on with it, really. So we've got some pretty different ideas for this year, haven't we? I don't really want to give too much away, but basically stuff that we may have gotten a bit used to doing, like Lucky Hit plays and stuff like that, still going on, but the focus, at least for this early part of this year, is shifted to maybe a bit more, let's just say sketchy, sketch orientated.
Well, I guess you could say that for like just the coming year in general. We want to try and push some more of the like sort of the comedy side.
Yeah,
of things
exactly.
As well,
Yeah,
so.
we feel like that's one of our major strengths, but in the past, due to many reasons, like limited equipment is one of them, we just haven't been able to really go for it, and I think that we're in a position now where we can kind of make that happen. So we're gonna give it a go, see how it goes.
Like, even I have an idea for that. And I'm not a very good writer by any means.
I don't know. I think writing's something we all could do. We just need to do more.
Well,
I've sort of come out of my weird little block that I had for the longest time. This late last year, it just kind of one day got over it, and now I'm starting to write a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the strength with Flat Younger comes from his writing very good sketch stuff, and we're working that strength into writing longer stuff with his writing style combined with mine, where we build it up, and then Phil comes out with the real zingers. And yeah, so sorry if this sounds a bit sort of higgledy or whatever, but yeah, basically we got some plans in motion, and look forward to some stuff that's a little less. I don't know, really, like Lucky Hit Plays is fantastic and all, but it's something that everyone's doing, and that, you know, could be a bit of a problem. There's a lot of people out there that do the Let's Play stuff, and they do so with incredible level of quality, so
And quantity.
and quantity, big time. So to compete with that is very difficult. That doesn't mean to say we don't love it and we're not going to stop, because we're not. We have a good fun doing that. Let's just say that it's going to be part of a larger plan.
Yeah, definitely. But as for like the last year as well, there was a couple other firsts, weren't there? Like the whole special effect charity event. It was like our first ever.
First time hosting a major charity event.
First time really doing a big live stream thing as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it? It was,
live stream was a bit of a funny thing for us. It was a 12-hour stream.
12-hour marathon. And
not to be taken lightly.
Still, for me, it's got to be one of the proudest things we've done.
Definitely.
Well, probably the proudest thing.
The whole thing
Lucky
came
Hit.
together.
Like,
It
just went so
yeah.
smoothly. And the amount of money we made for special effect as well.
Yeah,
it was somewhere in the region of.
I remember it now. It was £363.
Yeah,
which
we
was
could
nowhere
not
near
believe
as
it.
much as I was thinking.
We were sort of like targeting at what was it?
100.
Yeah, we were targeting at about 100. We were thinking, some mates might chip in and that.
Yeah.
About 100 if we're lucky. But then it just sort of like. Within like the first couple of hours, didn't it? It was just like skyrocketed.
It was
amazing.
incredible.
Like for us, it was just amazing.
We learned
it was
some
one of the most
lessons.
fun nights I've ever had as well.
We actually had some pretty special stuff happen as well. Just I don't know, the stars were aligned, but we had some incredible moments that were caught right then and there live.
Definitely.
That you can tell they caught us in the moment as well.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, we've got a podcast that we did just after.
That's right.
Where we sort of went into that kind of, the ins and outs of Slightly Younger finding that glitch in Alex Kids.
Yeah.
Like the night before
that
the
was
live
so
stream,
cool.
and then just showing it off live to me, like, and my face was like, what? Just like breaking the game.
Discovered this brand. As far as we were aware, no one else knows of it.
I don't know of. I can't find it anywhere else.
Discovered a glitch literally while doing one of the practice runs for the speed run. Andy's speed run went really well as well, because he was nervous about that all night. I was really proud of my Revenge of Shinobi with that one little fuck up. Other than that, I was really proud of the rest of it. It all went well. The Symphony of the Night couldn't have gone any better as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, everything about that night just clicked, and we were so worried about it all the way, like for months before.
Absolutely bricking it.
We thought he was going to go
first
wrong.
time we've ever done anything like that. And it's like, is the live stream even going to run? And we did like a test run like a couple of weeks before, and
it went really bad.
It went really bad, so we were just shitting ourselves at the thought of it just like not working, or like the frame rate would be all choppy, and I would be able to watch it properly.
So I it's my guarantee that I want to try and do another one of those this year.
At least one more.
Well, my actual plan, not that I'm probably going to be able to get it going this year, so to speak, but my actual plan would be to do one in the winter, so it would be like the early months of the year, and then one in the summer. I think that'd be fantastic. And as they kind of grow, if they grow, fingers crossed, we'll get a proper name for it. And
it'd be nice to do more stuff like this in the future. And to be honest, that's another thing we would really like to try and push this year, like a bit more live streaming as well.
I think so, yeah. We've got to look into it, because it's in this country, it's a bit of a nightmare to get our internet. It's just terrible.
It's not the best.
We need to find some other venues that have got some like nice setup in that respect as well.
Possibly. Yeah.
Where we were before, their internet was very much like a home package, so we had to sort of compromise on a lot of quality to make that happen. Not to knock Ashton Sea, it was a fantastic venue, and they treated us very well. It's just there is that limitation.
It did stay stable that
exactly
night.
Yeah,
Which is when we did the test, it just all went down for ages, and we were just I think the test stream was like half hour behind. Or something
Oh,
ridiculous like that.
It got worse throughout
I
the
think
night.
it got around like an hour behind. Like people were seeing like, it's like I was saying to people in the chat, right? When I say now, type now, and then like half hour later, people go now. It's like,
That's really bad.
because like it was like delayed so much from like I don't know some kind of lag or something.
It was but it was getting slowly worse. Like,
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, it was weird, but I was just so pleased with that night. Like I remember like when we was like packing everything up and was like the most tired I've ever been.
Oh yeah.
But like I was so freaking happy as
Yeah.
well. I was just like sort of crawling home like a zombie. Like grinning, just like, oh, we did it! Yay! I want to sleep for a week.
And
It was amazing.
charity in question, as I've mentioned before, Special Effect, they couldn't have been more grateful.
Mm.
I think the word I'd like to use is humble. They have just got no arrogance about them because
No.
they kind of are in a position where they could, because they tend not to, but they could big themselves up because a lot of companies know about them and a lot of events feature them, and they have got a big name,
Yeah.
but they're the last person to bang on about it. Every time the whole time I was organising the event, obviously it was my first time, so I had too many questions. I needed too much of their time. And they just couldn't have been more supportive and grateful. And then it took me
I
a little while
remember
to
you
get
were
the
emailing them like panicking.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? What do we do? They were like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Have
just
fun.
Just have fun. Just whatever. Do what you like. If it goes well, great.
No sum of money was too small for them. Anything you gave them, they were so happy with.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And then
And then they sent us that certificate. didn't
Yeah,
they?
we got a lovely certificate that's needs to be framed as far as I'm concerned. So I mean, look forward to that because we're definitely doing at least one this year. But if I have it my
definitely
way, there'll
good
be two this year, and I will put the feelers out and see what we can do. Because if we can match the level that we did this year, last year, I'll be very chuffed, very chuffed indeed. So that was a big first for us. I think another big first for us as well was a full coverage of Eurogamer instead of like 1 or 2 days. We stayed up, and it was different venue this time. We stayed up there the whole time.
That was another thing that we thought was not going to happen because it was like,
yeah.
we've moved it to Birmingham.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, that's not going to happen.
We'll
is
apply
it?
for the tickets and see what happens.
Yeah,
And
it was, again, it was kind of like one of them sort of stars align things. Like, I was looking for like the hotels for it. And I literally found a hotel that had 2 rooms left.
was it literally 2 rooms
Yes,
left?
it was. They were only had 2 rooms
Opposite
left.
ends of the hotel, though.
Opposite ends of the hotel, yeah, but
Oh God, yeah. That was pretty special, experiencing it 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days.
Sorry,
in a
I
row.
haven't got it all out yet.
Yeah, big apologies about that.
It's kind of that, as we said about like sort of like everything falling to the wayside in December.
Yeah.
I mean, I managed to quickly throw together that best of Gagaman Cherry thing, and obviously there was the other thing I did in November, which I guess would class for me as like another highlight.
Okay.
The Sonic Lost World
Yeah.
event thing, like how supportive Sega Europe were.
Yeah.
With us being there, because
Unbelievably, yeah.
like we got there and it was just like, oh yeah, we're from a YouTube channel. Here's our card, because we actually got cards printed.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference. I've noticed.
It does,
having
doesn't it?
cards,
Yeah.
like,
Next time you guys
see
go to an
more.
event like Eurogamer, you need to have staff t-shirts, I think.
That sounds like a
It does
good
sound
idea.
good.
Yeah. But yeah, that Sonic Lost World event, was it in November or was it
It was
October?
October.
Yeah. I was really jealous about that. I'd love to have
Yeah.
gone to that.
But Sega Europe was so supportive of that. Not only like it was like drinks on the house,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. They gave us a Steam code for the game and all that kind of stuff. But they also, when I said we're from a YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff, he was like, "Oh, I'll take another goodie bag and give it away." Do a little
Fantastic,
giveaway
yeah.
on it. So
What it's all
obviously
about.
I did that, and then they plugged it on their official channel.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Sega, Europe actually showed it off on their channel. So
That was on their Halloween.
of course it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Halloween. Yeah.
Well, that was was very special. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say that was
Best Halloween
like
ever.
Another
Fingers
brilliant
crossed they
little
do
thing.
some more of those events.
Yeah, I know they said they want to do more stuff like that in future, so yeah, definitely be up for that next time.
And I've had my own fair share of, I suppose you could call it luck this year, with the I Love Rayman Fan Contest that
of course,
Ubisoft
yes.
held back in
Right.
October.
Yeah, it was like the same month.
Because this was it was more to do with like celebrating the whole community of like the Rayman fan base rather
Yeah.
than just celebrate the series. Because people actually got a bit miffed with the fact that Rayman Adventures was like the only game they had planned at the moment.
Right.
But they did hint that they were going to do something community related, and it turned out to be that contest. In case anyone doesn't know, I actually came 5th in that contest.
Nice.
Yeah, you wanted to run us up, so you got some
Yeah.
pretty nice exclusive bits, didn't you?
Hey.
Yeah, and so far I've had about 3 of them come, and I'm still waiting on like the 4th one.
Oh,
But it includes a it's like some kind of medallion,
Nice.
that's really
like
nice.
really nice like
Massive.
metal medallion, and it's got like a sort of Rayman 1 style like artwork on it.
Nice.
Yeah. Bloody
And the
lovely.
other thing I got was like a tote bag.
Yeah, and you're waiting for the lithograph, aren't you?
Yeah.
And they gave
I
you
have seen
download for a game as well.
judging by the pictures of that they put up of the winner of the contest, which is another fan that I know like personally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was
And
the
I was really
bonus
happy
as
for her to
well.
win.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've seen the lithograph and it looks like it's massive.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, I wonder where yours has gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be around soon. Hopefully.
Any other highlights? Because it's such a crazy year. I'm having trouble like remembering.
Shenmue.
Oh,
Well,
how could I forget that?
the whole E3 thing in general, like, I mean, I was going to get to like gaming in general, but a lot of people have been describing like 2015 as like the year of dreams coming true.
I think.
Guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I
Right
can't,
up to the
I
very
can't
end
disagree.
with like Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
right up till December 31st, they just announced, oh, by the way, you know that Final Fantasy game that's really underrated, that's never been
Yeah.
re-released anywhere ever, is only on the PS1, it's coming out on PC.
Yeah.
We're just going to squeeze that one out just before the year's over.
I'm super chuffed with that.
Right,
They
right,
said it's
right.
at the moment it's just Japanese only, but you know,
Ah,
we,
no,
you know we're
it
gonna
won't
get
be.
it. We get everything Final Fantasy over here, just a minus a couple.
Japan's not really a big
mobile
market for
phone games.
PC anyway, so the fact that they announced it just for Japan...
It's
That won't be the
going to
case.
be on PC. Well, you know why they did that, don't you? Because it said it's also coming out on mobile
Smartphone,
phones.
yeah, right.
It said mobile and PC, but yeah, it's going to be
okay.
PC.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, we are going to get it.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
I know full well we're going to get it.
Yeah.
That's really fun. That's also weird timing as well because I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm going to be finally getting on with my blog this year. I meant to have done so already, so I need to get cracking with that. But one of the things I wanted to do was a whole like new, piss take of the New Year, New Me thing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's going to be a new year, new gaming regime. And what it is, I've in the last few years in a row, I've said, oh, I'm going to do a thing. I set myself a little challenge where I have to finish 50 games, like games that I've never finished before. At least 20 of them have to be a certain genre. I thought that's quite a fun little thing to do.
Yeah.
Because one of the ideas of it is to kind of encourage you, because of like having the genre specific goal. The idea is to go back through your backlog and finish games that you've gone, oh yeah, I better get on with that because it's in this list.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the things is, I thought about it seriously. I thought, what kind of game should I be playing more? Like, should I have done more of? And the one that hit me straight away, as I mentioned it before, JRPGs. How many of those have I said, oh, I started it and never finished it? All the time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish at least 20 JRPGs this year. Now, that's obviously like one of the longest genres to try and do a challenge for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never finished Final Fantasy 7. I got to the last dungeon. Final Fantasy 8, I've got a file where I'm literally gearing up for the last boss. This is how stupidly annoying I am. Final Fantasy 9 I
Final
did
boss,
finish.
alright, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that as well. Like, gone up to like sort of final bosses and then just
Yeah.
gave up on them. I even did that on Okami one time.
How
So-
hours that takes.
I mean, 9's not going to be on that list because I've done 9. That's the only major Final Fantasy game that I've actually bothered to finish because I
Yeah,
loved
because
it
it's
so
actually
much.
a good story. So
it actually motivates you to beat it because it
Yeah.
actually has a story you want to read.
But there's so many games I want to get on with, like Wild Arms 1, I've got a file where I'm really far into that. Wild Arms 3, I've got about, I don't know, quarter of the way through that and get on with that. So it just made sense for me to pick JRPG as the, as the list, because then that can also push me to do the old fantasy style games, because I love those. Yeah, things like Wild Arms and Alandra. No, not Alandra, sorry, I meant Grandia.
Going back to sort of like our highlights of 2015, the whole E3 thing, and in particular that particular reaction to a particular announcement.
Well, I love that because
that sort of went semi-viral for a
it
bit.
did. The thing about I hate reaction videos because the amount of times, like, as you can imagine, Star Wars was one of them. You know full well these people have probably watched the trailer already and they're getting their camera out to go, oh, and they're faking it so much and they're just being little knobs about it. Just going, oh my god, but that reaction, that was just part of a whole E3 night that we filmed. Basically, Astro City were doing an event where you could, free play event where you can play the machines all night. And it was also, they were going to stream the E3, the live coverage of it. So we got there, nice. It turned out it wasn't so crazy, which was great for us because it means that we could have set up properly, and they were kind enough to allow us to set up our cameras, and we filmed us watching the whole of that particular day, which I think was the first
I think it was
day.
most of, yeah.
So the only thing we missed was the sort of Bethesda stuff, which
I think
was
we
a shame
missed
for
the
me.
Microsoft one as well.
Right.
Yeah.
We watched, some of us watched it, but didn't quite film it. Yeah.
It was a real shame for me because I watched
Sorry,
it.
too.
I watched it sort of afterwards, later that week, and that Fallout one. That's the one that made Fallout fans go absolutely crazy because they were showing off all the settlement business and all that. And that, like you say about dreams coming true, the Fallout fans have been really going on with Bethesda for quite a few years now about Fallout 4 because they've sort of talked about it but never showed anything.
So there's a new Fallout.
And they finally got what they wanted. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like that reaction wasn't like a sort of I'm gonna feed this sort of thing, but it was so weird because I was talking to you about it the night before, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Saying like it just seems to me like something. I know I shouldn't. I kept saying to you, I know I shouldn't get excited, but it looks to me like Shenmue might.
You know what we should have done? We should have done a little compilation of all the times we were joking about it before it happened. In that same video.
We said about 5 times, where's
in the
Suzuki?
in the Ubisoft one, in the EA one, I went, what if EA went up to be free? It was like,
You should have placed your bets. You should have placed your bets.
Yeah, I think we should have actually put some money down because we would have lost some money.
Oh, and basically, our we had to, as soon as we got back, we had to chop just that reaction to.
Yeah, I put that out the second, like, I pretty much cut that out and threw it on the internet as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Go, well, there you go. And, like, everyone started making, like, compilation videos of reactions, and ours was, like, up the top. Like, kind of thing.
It did pretty well. And I think one of the main reasons it did quite well was because it was out of the blue, to be honest. I shared it with the Shenmue community. The 500k group that are like probably the most prominent Shenmue community on Facebook. They're certainly one of the loudest. I shared it with them, and I didn't get too much a reaction from them themselves. But who should comment on it and share it? Then Corey Marshall. And I was just like, what? And I looked at it, and then I became friends with him. And then I think that's what done it because of that we had about 6,000 views in a couple of days on that one reaction video. Some of the comments were so nice as well. Like one of them was just like, he said like, oh damn, I thought. With fans who reacted in a couple of seconds were hardcore, but it was like as soon as that first note of the song came on, I just jumped up and
literally you saw like one petal fall in, and then you were off. We were both going a bit mad.
There was like guy in the front row who was just like, oh.
Oh, Aaron in the front row. He was terrified.
I don't think he knew how to react to our reaction. Yeah, that was quite special.
And, that's just one of my highlights ever. And talk about dreams come true. It was only a little while before that Bloodstained got announced because we heard all this stuff about Konami shooting themselves in the foot and arse and head throughout the year. And one of the first things that got me worried was like, never mind all Kojima and all that. I just thought Castlevania's fucked now. And then suddenly there was that very odd viral campaign.
The weird
Sword.
website. Yeah.
And I think everyone who is everyone knew that was going to be a Castlevania related thing. It was so obvious.
That
couldn't
was
have been
some
more
really
obvious.
elaborate ruse.
Yeah. Well, if it was a ruse, it would have been a really mean one.
Yeah.
But then again, they always are. I was really excited the day I was checking online on the date that this supposed reveal of whatever that was going to be, and it was like quite late in the evening. I remember suddenly the Kickstarter trailer for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was announced. Turned up.
Yeah.
And got my money in there as quick as I could.
And that was just before Shenmue 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like it must have been
That
about
was
a month
March
or
or so.
two, I think. Yeah. It was not that long before.
So I say,
basically.
like, last
So I had 2
2015, for like announcements of like upcoming games or crowdfunding games and stuff, it was just ridiculous.
It was the year the Dreams came due. It really
It
was,
was
because even like the
ridiculous.
Final Fantasy VII remake, they've been talking about that, or at
That
least,
was literally a couple minutes before Shenmue 3. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, have you, recovered from that? Like, finally doing a bloody
Look, Last
Final Fantasy
Guardian.
VII
All right,
remake.
calm down, settle down. Okay, Final Fantasy VII. All right, give him a minute.
Give 'em a
Shit, you And all the videos came out really quickly with stuff like people are crying in the audience and all this sort of stuff. And when I got back that night, I just saw that Shenmue group, that 500k. It was just walls and walls of crying Shenmue fans. Just going, oh, this happened, guys. We did it. We made it happen.
It just kind of felt like 2015 was a year like, no matter what trouble the series is in, like in the case of Shenmue, it's like Sega can't be bothered with it. They don't really want to spend money on it. Give Yu Suzuki the license. It's like this big thing that no one thought would ever be actually plausible.
I never thought they would just hand over the license.
But no, sure enough, Yu Suzuki's got he's that. Right, someone's
High
kicking off.
spirits.
Yeah, he's got that big of an influence in Sega because he's obviously like one of the biggest deals ever.
Yeah,
pretty much.
He still actually kind of works for him as an advisor.
Well, he is, yeah, he does still work for him. But they, like over the last couple of years, they just sort of decided, just let him go make it.
And according to him himself, it was as easy as just asking him for it.
Yeah,
It's like,
Why
well,
didn't he do that before?
I could have asked, but I didn't think anyone wanted to.
He did say something about, he was sort of making the moves for it, like for a few
while,
years,
yeah.
like getting everything in place. And they've done nothing but just impress me since the Kickstarter. And that's, I mean, they're probably one of the best I've seen for showing progress. It's like they're just constant. Every other week they got like, oh, here's some more concept designs, and here we're doing this, we're doing that. Yeah, they're quite good for that. And they've done things like they actually employed one of the I suppose you can call him like a Shenmue super fan. You know, the guy who did all the HD.
We
no
talked about him here once. Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. Sure,
They've done things like that just to keep people like.
And it wasn't even just Shenmue, like even just Sega related.
Yeah.
It's like, what about all these other IPs that they either vaguely own or are sitting on and all this kind of stuff? I've noticed a pattern of like all these franchises that have been revived that Sega are not actually being involved with.
Yeah.
Like Tojo Manel, which they don't actually own the characters, like the creator Greg and all that own Tojo Manel. They've done a Kickstarter for a new game, which I was super excited for, mainly because of their beautiful final figures. Like that was the Kickstarter I probably put. That and Shenmue were the ones I put the most money towards. Was the Tojo Manel one just had so much good stuff that I couldn't resist. And new Tojo Manel, and they're going to make it like the old ones because really the first game was the only one they were really was their passion.
Right.
Like the second one, they wanted to for the second game they just wanted to do another like an expansion of that first one.
Right.
But they were like, oh no, kids like platformers. Do a side-scrolling platformer.
Oh, shit.
So they went and did it, and it was fine. It was just a good game, but it's not what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then with Tojo Manel 3 on Xbox, and when it was going to be a Dreamcast game, it was like, right, this time we're going to make the new, like roguelike thing that we originally intended. And then Sega went, make it like Donkey Kong 64. That was their actual words.
Really?
And they went and retooled it, and it wasn't really what people wanted. So like this new Tokyo Vanilla was exactly what they want to do.
There we go.
And there's that, and then there was that weird case of like the new Monster World game,
Oh,
the new
God,
Wonder Boy
yeah.
game, which was actually like it started out as something else entirely, and then the creator of Wonder Boy was like, "Hey, this game is basically ripping off Wonder Boy. Can we just make it Wonder Boy, but sort of like rename it slightly so it's like Monster Boy or something, and get Yuzo Koshiro on the soundtrack?
Monster Boy in Wonder World. That's what they should have done, just to really stick the movie.
Got Yuzo Koshiro on the soundtrack and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. I
It's
can't
just
wait.
like a
I
whole
can't wait to see
stream.
that. I wish I could have backed that. Oh no, it wasn't actually a.
No, it was a Kickstarter when it wasn't
Yeah.
Monster Boy. It was when it was like Flying Hamster 2 or whatever it was. I went into it like last year at some point in the podcast. But yeah, it was just loads of stuff like that all throughout the year. Like just unexpected, like, you know, even for like franchises that I'm not particularly like a big fan of, but like things that people would just go absolutely batshit for, like Psychonauts 2 got like announced a little while back.
Did it?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah, they did a crowdfunding for that as
And
well.
they did that
so.
ukulele as well.
Oh, of course,
yeah.
that was all last year as well. The new.
Oh, was that
sort
last? Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it
it's
was.
2016 now. Get used to that.
It's only the
Yes.
second day.
Yeah.
It will only take 6 months to get used to it. But yeah, it's just the whole year, like just all these crazy like announcements. So
Like spiritual things, you know.
like
Yeah.
spiritual sequels and just all these things that people have been gagging for forever.
Might
How's
have known it was
2016
supposed
ever
to
going to
be
live up to that reputation?
I just don't know if it can. There's too much to beat.
Yeah,
don't
there's a lot there to top. It's just
Well, Mighty Number 9 will be coming out. Or
Let's not-
I suppose.
Uh,
Mighty Number 9. will
I was
be
about to say
coming out
that was
at some
supposed to come out last year, but it, they
yeah.
held it back.
Well, that's because they're sort of
Something.
trying to improve it. That's why
Yeah.
they want to make it. Because a lot of
From
people
what I
are saying
played at Eurogamer, it's pretty damn good.
that.
Really
Yeah.
impressed with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure when that's actually supposed to be coming out now. I assume it's soon.
Yeah, I think it's in the next few months, I think.
That's another one I want on the Wii U.
Hopefully soon, but not too soon, because we've got a pre-order and I don't know if I have the money. Is it soon? Not too soon.
So
Yeah, 2015 was pretty mad.
absolutely
Do we-
crazy. I mean,
Do we have particular, like, favourite games?
that's going to be tricky because
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of games that came out last year, right up until
To be
the
fair.
Xbox right at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But for me, it's things like if I was to give you some highlights, it would definitely be Majora's Mask, all the way back in February. That was
the 3DS.
that's a fantastic remake. I had really good fun with that one, and of course it was my that was when I finally got a 3DS after all these years of wanting one, and I think the 3DS is like one of my proudest. One of my favourite purchases of the year.
Acquisition.
Acquisition of the year. I love that piece of kit so damn
Yeah.
much. I love the pedometer because it encourages me to go out and get crazy amounts of steps and stuff. I made a challenge out of it and had a lot of fun doing that. And I kind of want to do it again, really, just
Yeah,
because
why
it was
not?
fun.
Try not to do it on such a hot day. You came back
Oh,
brown.
that sucked. Yeah, I love all that. Collecting the play coins. I love the street pass stuff. That is just so addictive. I remember seeing, when 3DSs were first around and people were just getting totally addicted to it. And I thought, are they going to be that good? And I was instantly dragged into that. Street pass is really fun. So I think maybe the highlight for me would probably be just the new 3DS.
In general, yeah.
Yeah, like even if it's not a particular game in itself, just that system.
Just the
is
system in general,
just
yeah.
well done. The new 3DS is amazing. Another highlight would be again Shovel Knight. Was that on Steam this year as well?
Yeah, I
Last
believe
year
so,
as well?
yeah. No, it was all, 2015, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Excellent.
It was Kickstarted, like, a couple of years before, I think, but yeah.
Oh, that's good. Obviously a highlight for me would be Fallout 4. Another would be, because I did actually get to play it when it came out, was Metal Gear Solid 5, because I got to play that with Shane on current gen version. It's exactly what I was hoping it would be, which was open world Peace Walker. So I mean, yes, I loved Peace Walker. It's like one of my favourite Metal Gears. I still love Peace Walker in its own little way though, because it does things very different to the way 5 Phantom Pain has kind of worked out in the end. But they're both amazing in their own way. But 5 visually stunning to look at. Story is pretty damn crazy as you could expect. And that's a massive highlight for me. I don't really want to say one thing in particular though is my absolute favourite though. It's really tricky.
Yeah, it's hard.
But yeah, all the other games I played are games that have been out forever. Forever. Yeah,
but was there any highlights that you played for the first time over 2015 that were particularly from that
I would like to say, as I mentioned earlier, New Vegas, because that was a game that I did a bit of.
Because you never actually played it much before.
No, I started it 2012, I think. I started it because I grabbed it at a local shop, it was a really good price, and Flat the Younger was just playing it at that time, telling me he really enjoys it, it's his favourite one. So I said to him, I'll give it a go, but I've just played 3, so literally I played it for a few hours, but in Fallout that's not really anything. And I gave up on it, and I only properly played it this year, and that's... Do you know what? No, I will say that's been my highlight of the year, has been Fallout New Vegas. I absolutely love that game. It's a game that a lot of people slag off because it had a very ropey release. It was not well put together at the start. It had to be patched so many times, and even now it's still a mess. There's still quests that break all the time, and there's problems with that. But behind all of that is a game that is it's taken a step back from being oversimplified. It's actually it's hard. It's gone from free, where they sort of made it in this new engine and took a lot of things back, and then New Vegas feels like they stepped a lot more back towards the original games with a lot of the perks that are straight from the original games, and for many other reasons, I will say that's probably my highlight of the year. It's certainly something that I've put a stupid amount of hours into, and it made me go out and thirst for the DLC. When I finished the game, one of the first things I did was grab the Ultimate Edition, as they called it, which has got all the DLC. It's the 4 episodic DLC packs that they did. Well, not episodic, but the 4 major DLCs, and also all the weapons packs and other item packs they've done. So that is my highlight of the year. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Fallout New Vegas.
I think I've got a good gist of what my top game that actually came out in 2015 is, because it pretty much consumed a good chunk of my year, I'd say. Out of any game, I think it's the one I've put the absolute most hours into, and was probably the most hyped for, and one of the... I think it was the only game I bought all year that I bought pretty much day one, other than downloadable games.
Trying to remember what it's going to be.
I mean, when they first revealed the game, it was kind of really basic, and it was just going to be a cheap little downloadable thing. And then they showed it off at E3 with that little tournament.
Oh, now I know. I know.
Then they showed it off at a tournament at E3, and it somehow became just this amazing thing with endless possibilities. And I ended up buying it pretty much within... I think I bought it about a week after it came out.
A day rather.
Was it a day? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah. It was the most on the whip. I'm not one of those people that goes in the shop and goes, "I'll bugger it. I'll just buy this game more or less full price." But I did with this one. Super Mario Maker. Absolutely. Kind of hard not to.
I can't even twig that straight away, actually. I've been really pleased to see that's actually been turning up on quite a few people's games of the year, hasn't it?
I haven't played lots of new games in 2015. In terms of games that actually came out this year, it was actually mostly 3DS stuff, Street Pass, the 2 new Street Pass games, Zombies and Fishing. And all the newer 3D Sega classics. I mean, if I was to pick a very close...
Go on.
my second, definitely my number 2 for my second favourite game of the whole year that came out was Fantasy Zone 2 Deluxe.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's one of I think that has been my runner-up as well.
That new song, isn't it? Or
with the Link Loop Land.
It was called like the Oprah Brothers or something like that? Or was that the first one?
That's the first one.
What was it called? Like Tears of
Oprah?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That is that fucking mode. What is it? The Loop Land. Yeah,
Link Loop Land.
That is incredible.
That is my favourite thing on the entire 3DS. Like,
I got obsessed with that mode.
Same here, that's definitely like my second highlight of the year, you know, like new game wise. But going back to Super Mario Maker, like there's just so much to it, you know, like it seemed like such a simple thing, but you can just end up on it all day. I think I actually, when I look at my records, there was one day I spent 9 hours on it, which is a lot for me, because I was making a level. And that probably took up like 8 hours because I was really trying to make it as good as possible. You know, like this one particular level, and I kept experimenting with it and adding loads of little bits and bobs to it, and kept coming back and retooling stuff and testing over and over. And it really makes you feel like you're kind of like game designing. It's weird. It's like it actually makes you feel like you're learning a little bit about how level design should work. You know, like you make some levels and they're a bit crap, and there's like ways and people find ways to exploit them and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But like it's the community side of it as well. Like I'm really surprised Nintendo's managed to. They've never really been brilliant with like online infrastructure and like communities and stuff. But with this game, I feel like they've actually built their own social network around it. Like pretty much. I mean, like when it first came out, you had to pretty much like type in a long code to search for specific levels. Yeah. But now they have a separate website hub for it. And you can queue up the games on your computer, and when you go onto the Wii U, they'll be queued up.
All right.
And they keep adding stuff to it constantly. They've got like official levels that pop up now, like challenge levels. And when you beat them, you get new costumes because obviously there's the 100 costumes that are in the game that you have to unlock through 100 Mario challenge, or you can scan in amiibos to unlock some of them. Yeah. And they've been adding like weekly new costumes. I mean, just this week, they've added Birdo from Mario Bros. 2 and the Excite Bike. And it actually makes the bubble when it jumps and stuff. And when you like hold up, it sort of makes that turbo noise. Like, and they've just been adding stuff like that every week. It's ridiculous. They've just been putting so much like extra content. They patched it recently, so it's got like, you know, like the bumpers from the casino levels in Sonic games. They put like those in it, but they're like donut things with eyes, but they're basically those. They've added those. They've added a clown car that when you jump in it, it's like a shmup-mobile.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Because they saw people were making levels where you get a fire flower, jump in a clown car and fly around and shoot like sort of downwards with the fire. Yeah. So they just updated it. So you shake the clown car and you get a fire one, and it will just shoot.
I saw that,
you shoot forward and you can like do charge shots like a proper R-Type. Like it like does like triple shots and all this kind of stuff.
Get ready for lots of shmup levels.
And it's like, you know, they could have easily just made they could have just half-assed this and gone, oh, you just get all the basic Mario stuff and that's it. But no, they've added all these elements to it that are like brand new ideas that no Mario game's ever had before. They've made it not just like an official ROM hack machine, which is what it looked like it was going to be at first. It's like, they're just making this so people can't make, you know, so it's like an official ROM hack thing. But then they made it sort of beyond that by just putting all these silly little extras you can do that were never possible in the original games, and like being able to like stack enemies on enemies and have like shells fall on your head and have them as like a whole new mechanic. And there's just so much like I have to say there's one thing I kind of want them to change with the 100 Mario challenge. I want them to make it so every level that shows up has to have a few stars. Right. Like people have had to actually like it, because the one flaw with this game is, well, obviously this is going to be one thing that comes up. You get a lot of crap levels, like really rubbish levels, just like thrown together by someone in 5 seconds. Like you'll go into like easy mode, it's like, oh, you run forward and that's it, and you're done. And then you just get this really, and then you go into like hard mode and it's like, impossible levels that are just cheap and nasty and horrible, and you think, well, that's the only section I really want them to fix, because obviously when you pick what levels you want, you can just pick all the good levels, and you'll find some amazing levels with really clever ideas and all this kind of stuff. But when you go into that 100 Mario challenge, it kind of makes you feel like, you know, this is what Mario games would be like if their level designers were shit. But, so I guess that's the only thing I'd like to see them patch now, is like some kind of ability of going to a 100 Mario challenge and make it so it's only levels that people actually like.
Well, like you say,
because there are a lot of levels. There's a lot of the levels that come up on 100 Mario challenge. You look at them afterwards and they've only just been uploaded. They're like brand new levels that no one's played. And it's like, oh, some level where there's just nothing, or you know, some cheap pipes that just take you to death and all this kind of stuff, unaffordable stuff. Another thing they patched in recently was, which makes a massive difference, that's a bit of a game changer.
Okay.
They've added best times to every level.
Ah, yeah.
So now, every time you beat a level, you could be getting the world record for that level.
Yeah.
So even when you're in a 100 Mario challenge, it's like, I'm right near the end of the level, but I could do that a little faster. I'm going to just lose a life and go back and try and do it a little faster. So you get that as well now. It's like, oh, I got the world record on this level no one's played. Like, just as I've probably played as much of that game as I've watched other people playing it as well. There's been some ridiculous like stuff going on online, like people live streaming them playing stupidly hard levels and like doing dares with each other, like guys designing levels for other people to play, all that kind of stuff. Levels I couldn't possibly be because they're ridiculous.
We're thinking of doing a bit of that ourselves, aren't we, at some point?
Yeah, we definitely want to do something with Mario Maker at some stage, because it's just endless, like, especially the way they've just keep adding little touches to it all the time as well. Like, even if they didn't do that, it was,
That's another highlight for me this year, is I finally got to meet a video game sort of hero.
Yes.
I've never really... the
Mario Maker event, of course.
I've never really gotten to go to many of these things in the past or meet many of these people. So it was a real joy for me, like kind of like a nice, a very big surprise for the first person of that calibre would be Charles Martinet, who in an earlier Lucky Hit video I was already sort of going on about how I like him before, you know, in the Runner 2 video I said how much I really enjoy his vocal stylings. And obviously I really liked him in Skyrim as well. So that's a big highlight for me this year. That was a really fun event, and another one that I hope the Nintendo community do more of as well. So I want Sega and Nintendo to, you know, do more stuff that I can go to. And Ubisoft. Yeah, well, we. Of course, we.
Ubisoft do really good events.
Yeah, I'd like Ubisoft to do some more as well.
Assassin's Creed.
Because what I loved about that, now that we've played the game, you remember the building we went to? Didn't that look straight out of the game, didn't it?
It did.
It looked like a proper old mill house with old machinery and stuff. You can see through the floorboards right down to the bottom and all that stuff. It looked spot on like something from the game. And then obviously they put hay bales and stuff around us. I really wanted to, I had to behave myself, but I wanted to just jump into it. Yeah, that's like, I suppose like we can say what of our goals for this year. It would be to really get more content rolling out for me, because it's been a real nightmare this year, last year, sorry, to do so. My setup's kind of let me down a bit, but let's just say that, you know, networking and all that kind of stuff, I may have some other places to edit. And I may be able to improve the setup that I've got over time, and I think I will be getting back on the horse and getting the stuff underway. I'll be making a short video in a few days explaining about how certain things are back in gear, so look forward to that. Certain series are on the rise, coming back, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm rambling. So personal goals would be to do that, more of the sketch, like more of the filmic stuff, I'd say.
Oh, definitely.
Plenty of live action sketches and silliness and some other bits I'm going to keep under my hat for now.
Yeah.
definitely, as you said earlier, more live stream stuff if we can.
Yeah.
If we can sort out the ins and outs of that, because that could be quite a pain sometimes for us to sort out.
Yeah.
As I explained earlier, for Americans, you guys have better internet providers than we do. Our,
Or faster speeds in
Yeah.
general.
Faster
like,
speeds rather than better ISPs.
yeah,
I'd say, yeah.
I mean,
They look
our
like a choice of two if they're lucky.
yeah, I mean we just don't get good speeds in this country. It's actually quite laughable how bad
Yeah.
ours is. Yeah, it's. I mean, my internet here is really awkward, but I think we can improve it with a bit of work, maybe some phone calls. Oh, my Xbox turned itself off.
It was installing stuff though. What the hell?
I don't know.
Finished.
I think it might have been done.
It wasn't. I don't think it was done with all of them.
Yeah, it was halfway through Sonic.
The light's blinking.
It's got an auto power down, so that's what's happened. So yeah. I haven't got much else to say now.
2015 was pretty crazy.
2015 was
summary.
incredible, and thank you to everyone
Yeah.
who might be listening.
All three of them.
So may we try and top that. That would be amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah. Hopefully
Onwards
more
to 5
things.
million subscribers.
Hopefully more
Getting
things
forward
will
to
pop
be
up.
announced this year.
Before they finish free.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that by the end of the year Sega would have actually been cool and announced Shenmue HD, but never mind.
There's always this year.
Year of
Yeah.
Dreams 2.0. Who knows?
What
But
dreams are left?
there'll be people on like Facebook going, what about Sonic Adventure 3, Rayman 4, and all these other games that already kind of technically exist but just don't have numbers on the end of them.
Oh, I've seen people bang on about Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
Well, it is the Sonic's 25th anniversary this year, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a Sonic game that's actually not shit. Well, you know, we did get like that port of Sonic Lost World on PC last year, and that game's alright, but it's no Sonic Generations.
Yeah. On a funny note, me and Phil worked out that next year is the 15th anniversary of Morrowind, so fingers crossed something happens.
Or you want a
Morrowind
HD?
2.
No, we want Morrowind HD. That'd be amazing.
Morrowind 2. Morrowind. Morrowind with a vengeance.
Oh, God. So yeah, I've run out of things to say, and yeah. Right, fucking it! I thought I turned that off. What a
Terry.
knobhead! I think we're gonna wrap this up.
It was a bit of a rambly one, but you know,
It was a
first
bit.
one in a while, and
I apologise.
it's fine.
So thank you very much for joining us. I have been Murry Curry.
Was that a bonk?
Yeah, the no signal thing all the time.
Oh, it bonked into the corner. Is that?
It's like the world's
I
slowest
wonder why you just
organoid.
suddenly went
Ready?
bonk. It's just a really slow game
Yeah.
of Pong.
My TV has sort of gone on that
No
kind of weird
signal,
interim, where there's no signal, and it's just a small box saying no signal flying around, and it kind of bops into
Yeah,
the
it's like the
corners.
world's slowest Arkanoid thing.
Okay, do you remember when like DVD players used to do that?
Oh, the DVD logo.
Oh, that was really fast and out of control. And
They're like, whoa, DVD.
Do you remember when DVD players had games?
Really?
Something.
Like,
You can get Dragon's Lair on DVD. Now we're really rambling.
Yeah. So everyone,
Maybe another time I could go back to that.
We'll go back to the subject of DVD games.
I'm Murry Curry,
I'm the Gagaman.
I'm Jerry Terrier.
I'm 5 Prince.
and we're signing out, dudes.
Tom, did you hear it's 2016? We don't say dude anymore. We say, I don't know, no. We definitely don't say it there anymore. It's 2016. Shut the fuck up about Undertale.
Oh, please do. It doesn't end.
Don't forget, best game of all time according to Game Facts
Yep.
poll thing. It beat out, the game that deserves to be up there, Tetris. I'm actually serious.
Oh,
God.
It is the perfect video game. Anyway, let's log
For
off.
douchebags. Bye.
Bye.